special guest. I should say we have the Cafe Accordion Orchestra in the background here with a little music for our calendar. You can catch them at the Loring Pasta Bar tomorrow. David Martin, welcome.
Hi, Maryann. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and how nice of you to take some time from your Monday night to head on over to the Corner Jazz Studio.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you are a guitarist here in the Twin Cities, working with a couple of groups.
Yeah.
And doing some solo stuff and backing some singers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know a few of them, and some of them are even in this room.
You and I will be working together.
Yeah, we've got like
June.
a great week because we have two things in about mid-June.
Yeah,
I think.
June 12th. I think we're at the Nicollet, and then we're at the Riverview.
That's right. Tuesday
right.
and a Friday.
We like that. We like that.
Yeah.
So, tell us, where are you from originally?
I grew up in Charleston, West Virginia. I wasn't born there. I was born in Toledo, Ohio, but mostly grew up in Charleston, graduated high school there, and then went back to Ohio for college after that.
How'd you make your way to the Twin Cities?
Oh, the dreaded cruise ship job, and it was really bad. But it was Carnival, and it was the drummer was from St. Paul, and we hit it off, and it was really the only bright spot of that 4.5-month ordeal. But ended up moving here because of that, and we played quite a bit together in a little trio thing that I had, and some R&B stuff for about 3 or 4 years. Then he ended up moving, but I just stayed, and with the exception of a few years between 2006 and 2009, I've been in town since 93.
All right, in those few years, you actually went to...
I went to Portland, Oregon.
Portland.
Yeah, and a little bit of time at home in West Virginia as well, but I spent some time in Portland, and finally out there, got to do my first CD of my own material. I met a great guitar player out there who's also a pretty famous guitar maker, luthier, and we hit it off and played a bunch of duo shows out there, which I really had never gotten to do here, and played a lot of jazz. And then he had all the recording stuff, so we ended up recording a CD in 2009, and I've been back one more time since then, a year later in 2010, and we kind of did a whole CD release thing all over again. Yeah. And hopefully we're doing some more recording here this year as well.
Oh, you have something planned already.
I think so, yeah.
All right. Well, as long as we're talking about that CD, it's called Reflection.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit more about the other guitarist,
All
Mike
right.
Doolin.
All right. Mike was the first person I met when I got out to Portland, and he claims I came up to him and I said, hi, my name is David Martin. Do you have any gigs? And I don't think...
That sounds like you.
I don't think I maybe came out that way, but I meant it to came out that way, but I did, and I guess, but anyway, we ended up working together a lot in a couple of R&B groups, and then I booked some jazz stuff for us, which led to the CD. Most of the stuff was duo, and we each play guitar and bass. So for the CD, and I played keyboards on the CD, so we really just needed a good drummer. So we got a drummer out there that Mike knew real well. And so it's kind of a trio record, but it doesn't really sound like it.
Okay.
Because we overdubbed the other guitar. So whoever played bass would go over to overdub their guitar second. So there's always at least two guitars, drums, and bass going on. And then I played some keyboards on it. There's trombone on one song, percussion. So.
All right. Now, had you done a recording like that before?
Nope. I never had. I never really gotten to record really any of my original stuff.
Okay.
And this, since he had all the recording gear, it really was kind of fortunate. Just kind of a good time to meet him and be out there, and we got it all done in about a year. And unfortunately, the economy didn't do too well for me out there, and I couldn't last. I had a great church job out there that I liked a lot, but outside of that, it ended up being a better move, I think, to come back to Minneapolis. But we're still doing stuff, and like I said, I've been out there one other time since, so we'll keep recording.
Well, the tune, you picked a tune for us to start with tonight called This Too Shall Pass that you wrote. Tell us about it.
And this song was actually started in the 90s here. There's a group called the Jazz Composers Orchestra, which I think Bernie Edstrom ran, but I'm not quite sure on that. But I think Pete Whitman was my roommate at the time. Dave Graff, I think, was in it. And so anyway, I wrote this song for them in the 90s, maybe 95 or 6, and had it rehearsed and played a couple times and never had a recording of it. So when the CD came along and we had all these tracks available to layer guitars and stuff, so I kind of brought it back out, and it's ended up, I think, my favorite song on the CD. I think Mike agrees with that. We were pretty happy how this one came out, and so it's I took a big band arrangement and scaled it down for some guitar overdubs, and I played keyboards on it, and so we're pretty happy with this one.
Do you know who we will be hearing first as you trade solos?
Good question. Mike has the acoustic guitar solo, Mike Doolin, and then I have the electric solo. So that's a good way to do it.
David Martin in studio tonight here on the Local Corner, and here we go with This Too Shall Pass. Music by David Martin, Twin Cities guitarist and bass player. This Too Shall Pass from the CD called Reflection. And that was Mike Doolin, you were saying, on the slide guitar.
Yeah, he was playing the slide guitar solo at the end. Yeah.
Well, David